Okay, it says we are live. Hello, hello, everybody. I'm Ellie Walsh. We're here on Empowered Dreams Hangout with my lovely global, still a global panel. We have a few more, I think, that's going to come from the other side of the earth. And before I even introduce everybody, I want to go right to today's topic. Are you lurking in the shadows? So, when I first came up with this topic, actually, Terry talked about it earlier, and I said, are you lurking in the shadows in your business? And then realized, because I know there are people that are doing that, whatever business you're in. You could be in the same business that we're all in here in this panel or in another business, and you're kind of like standing back. And then I realized there are people that watch this hangout, other hangouts, and you're lurking in your life. You're thinking, oh, I like those people, and I like that business, and I want to get in, and you haven't done it yet. And here's what I have found, all right? It's because your dentist has a mother-in-law who has a cousin whose friend once was in a business like this and said it don't work. So we let these other people's opinions, govern our lives. And then it's like, it's not, I don't even know if you always believe your dentist, mother-in-law's, cousin's friend, whoever they were, okay? It's, oh God, if I do this and I tell people about it, my friends might say something to me. And so when we talk about lurking in the shadows, I think a lot of people lurk in the shadows of their own lives about different things they want to do, and we let other people's opinions get in our way, whether it be about a business or any other change you even want to make in your life. So that lurking around, it comes down to whose opinion is more important, yours or somebody else's, and I guess I've been there and done that at one point in my life. Some people would think, oh, not you, Ellie, never. And that's not true. To some degree, I played that game. Like, oh, those people, if I put it out there that I'm doing this, those people are going to say something to me. And they're supposedly my friends. And if your friends are going to try to steal your dreams, I'm not going to tell you to get other friends. But there's something wrong with that scenario. There truly is. Now, I'm not saying you have bad friends even. Okay? You get caught, we end up in cliques. We end up in cliques. And so it's kind of like, everybody's in the same boat, and you've gotten out and went over on your own boat, and people get, like, freaky about that. That throws people off. Now, what I found is I do get in my own boat. Okay, I finally did that, and I row my own boat. And the people that were really, really, really my friends, well, they might not have joined me, all right, in a boat next to me. They respect what I do. And isn't that what we all want from friends anyways, is that, respect what I do, whether you agree with it or not. If it's something that you want to do and you're not doing it because of what people are going to think about you, I have to laugh because Carol and I have been on a gazillion hangouts this week, and it all keeps coming down to its mindset. It's mindset. It's about your belief system and your self-esteem and your confidence. So it's taking that step back and starting to honor yourself more than you honor other people's opinions. My wish is for everybody to do that. Honor yourself more than, I'm not saying that to honor somebody else's opinion. That's your opinion, okay? But I hope you're not following it. Honor your own opinion. Honor your own beliefs. So let me jump in here and tell you who we got here with us today. I'm always happy when everybody's here. We see Sydney's picture down there. She probably can't talk to us right now because she's traveling. So she's down there. We've got Sue Sierra with us from Canada. So there's one of our globals. We've got Catherine from California, right, Catherine?
Yes, that's right. Hello.
California, where the weather's always nice.
Yes.
We've got Carol, who
No.
lives very far from me. She's down the end of the hall here. We're in upstate New York. And I see Terry just jumped on here from Australia. So, Terry, you'll catch up with us because we're going along here. So, who here on this panel, I don't want to pick yours out, I'm going to let you pick yourselves out. Who's got something else to say? And folks, if you're watching this and you're on that chat, please go ahead and put your comment in there, put your question in there, or tell me if you're honoring your beliefs, who you are.
I'll go first.
Excellent.
Well, I will tell you about, before I joined Empower Network, I was watching you guys do your weekly hangout with Sue and Ellie and Carol, and that's how I said those are the people that I want to be with, and then I signed up under you, Ellie and Carol. But I've been watching for like a year and a half. You're there every week, the hangouts, and you seem like a nice bunch of people, so I decided to go and hang out with you. That's it.
I think we're a nice.
I just thought I'd tell you because it was lurking, but I mean, it was just fun to watch you guys every week, just like you do here now. So.
What a perfect example that is, right? I know there's people that are watching, and they're still like, oh, should I? And if you've got that, there's a button down there. Click it. I really mean that, because how are you ever going to find out, is this for me, unless you step in? How do you ever find that out unless you step in? So, but again, I have to honor that. Catherine, like you said, took you a while. So
yes.
I think the more people will reach out, that to the people that have invited them here, the more people will find out what will and won't work for them. What is right for me? Who's piping up next?
Well, I think as far as being active in business is concerned, yeah, hi. I can't argue more than to agree with you, Ellie, that mindset is probably the biggest thing. I mean, it's the foundation. Belief in yourself, belief in what you're doing, belief in your goals, etc., etc. On a different level, however, I believe that there are elements that can get in our way, such as just plain inconsistency, not being consistent with our business on a regular daily basis, and that causes us to. I think that the more inconsistent we are, that can build on itself if we don't be mindful of it. I also think that lack of focus is another thing, because that can that can certainly distract us, and I speak from a personal point of view on that, having been victim of that shiny ball syndrome many times, and realizing each time more and more how important it is to focus so that we are present and there and active in the business. And also lack of knowledge sometimes. We want to do things, but we're not quite sure how to do them. And again, we end up with lack of knowledge because of inconsistency and lack of focus. So they, in my mind, they kind of all play into each other.
So you're talking about people that are already in this business or in another business that if they're not carrying through, they're kind of lurking in there. You're talking about these are the reasons.
Yes. Yes. Yep.
Again, you see, I mean, that's what's so great about this group here. All right, we have a community, and if you got a question, ask somebody. If you need how to put that information out there, but it is consistency. I still believe a lot of people don't put their stuff out there because they're leery of what other people are going to say.
Yeah, I got something to say on that. Carol.
Okay, good. Here's Cherry from Australia.
Hey, everyone. Yeah, I had a few technical glitches this morning, so sorry to be a little bit late. I missed your intro. But yeah, the lurking in the shadows, topic is like, that's been a big one for me. Fear of people's judgment or just misunderstanding of what I'm doing online. I come from a background, I'm an activist, a healer, a singer-songwriter, and a lot of people who are involved in that stuff also have a real you should just be doing it for the love of what you're doing, and you shouldn't be, that if you're making money from something, there's just something dodgy going on. So to really for me to put myself out there and really share exactly the vehicle that I'm using to make an income while sharing my passions, while being an activist, while doing all of that has been a big thing for me. Like it brought up lots of fear of what will people think, and so I just think it's a really, really big, it's a real issue for lots of people, not just around the business or the business model or anything, but just putting yourself out there in general, we can just really lurk in the shadows of ourselves and not really step into all that we have to share, which is always immense, and you never know the impact you're going to have on someone's life by literally just sharing a snippet of your story. Might just completely change someone's life, and you never know. And like I don't know if you mentioned this earlier, but it's sort of lurking, people can be watching your videos, watching whatever you're doing online, and really be just like Catherine said, was lurking, like watching for a year and a half, just tuning in, and she's made a life-changing decision, but was just sort of, so all of us doing this, or you who are watching doing this, you don't know what impact you're having to the people who are lurking, and then you're lurking inside yourself by not sharing yourself with the world as well. So it's sort of two different levels there. And a process that I read about and have thought about a lot since was Brendan Bouchard's in one of his books. He talked about having surveyed thousands and thousands of people and asked them, how many times in your life have you really been criticized in a way that really hurt deeply, like where you just really questioned your identity and whatever was really hurt in a really deep way. And most people, maybe you can think about it for yourselves or watching, but a handful, if that.
Right.
And then he asked the question, and how many times have you been encouraged in a way that's really lifted you up? How many times have you had positive feedback or people saying, how inspired they were by what you did, or, just some kind of positive feedback. And, you can just, if you start thinking of those examples, it's like endless, there's thousands, really. And so to weigh that up and go, well, where am I going to put my focus when I'm thinking about putting myself out there? Am I going to listen to the handful of comments that have kind of hurt and made me question whether I, want to be sharing myself, or am I going to listen to the people who have really been inspired and moved by what I've shared, and just really honor and validate, me putting myself out there, or you putting yourself out there. So I just thought that was a really helpful comparison to do, because often we just give so much weight to a couple of questionable or negative comments, whereas there's all this huge, massive amount of really positive comments that we sometimes don't give the weight that we should to. And I think that can be really helpful, gaining the courage to just put yourself out there when you realize that it really is skewed to the positive, not the negative. It's just where you focus your own attention and what you listen to.
Right.
That's an excellent point. It's an excellent point, Terry. And just to build on that for a moment, we're talking about comfort zone. There's another book that I'm reading right now, as you're speaking about books, The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. And he talks about, making your decisions and taking little baby steps, one little step at a time, but always being consistent with those decisions and not falling back from them, so that you just keep building on it, and gradually you find yourself in a new space and your comfort zone has expanded. And once your comfort zone has expanded, you really never go back again because you're in a new space again.
Yeah, that's right. You can go forward and back a little. Like you can. It's a growing process, that journey. But you're not actually going back to that point. You're going back to this point. You might have a fear come up again, but it's not as big as the original fear. And you're building up this track record of positive experience or experience that you gain that self-confidence in that action, don't you? You're moving towards that goal, and you have this track record of small steps that build on each other.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the great thing, being in a business like we're all in. Okay, in this business, we can kind of lean on what other people have done. So you look around and you go, if those people can do this, I can do this, and they believe in me. I mean, isn't that one of the wonderful things about like when we end tonight after here, we're going to stay on with each other. We're going to talk to each other in mastermind if people have questions. So you have people right within your own community building you up. It's not as scary then at that point. But, I was a life coach. And at first I wasn't putting everything back out there, when I come into this business. And in actuality, I probably do more life coaching here and hear from people that you don't even realize you've touched. All right, I get emails from people because we were on this hangout or that hangout, and they're like, "Oh my God, that shifted it for me," because it's you have to hear things sometimes from different people. It's like, "Oh my God, I think I do more life coaching now than I ever did," and get that feedback. So that's how you build up your confidence. But there's that point. I remember, maybe it comes with, I don't want to call it age, I'll call it wisdom. No, not everybody that age has wisdom. So I'll call it age, okay? I do remember there was a time in my life that I wanted everybody to like me. You want to know why? I didn't like everybody. So why the heck did I want everybody to like me? It's kind of like, it's okay if you don't like me, and it's okay if you don't like what I'm doing. It's okay. And that's that self-confidence and coming into your own and just believing, I like me, okay, and I like what I'm doing. So I have stamped my seal of approval on it. That, to be able to stand for yourself.
That's fabulous. I love what you're saying. I was going to jump in again. I remember Vic, one of our mentors, one time saying, what do you stand for and what do you stand against? And I really love sort of hearing those lines and really identifying that in myself. It kind of reflects what you were saying, because once you've just really kind of identified what you stand for, then it's like you're just so solid inside yourself. And then it comes out in all your marketing, it comes out in your messages, it comes out with how you share yourself. And, for me, it's just like, I'm so about integrity and authenticity and about a sustainable world. And, it's solid. It's solid. And so if other people see what I'm doing and don't understand.
Whoops. I think we lost her.
Yeah.
All right. She said she had she was starting to break up a little bit.
Right.
Locally, but I'm sure she'll jump back on. She was in such a great point. Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Right on the edge there, listening.
Mm-hmm. So it's true. We've been talking. I mean, I see it all the time, and I mean, I've lived it. At first you're like, oh, and I think that's, Carol, you were talking about consistency and all, but I think as you get more belief in yourself and in what you're doing, you get more consistent also.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it all kind of just jumps in here together.
Yeah. So sometimes it's hard to talk about each one of these things separately or individually for that very reason. It's like a matrix, and everything is interconnected and interrelated. You're right.
Well, it is. And so it all It all goes back to mindset again.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm getting a feedback. All right, we're okay. It all comes back to mindset again. We've been talking about it. And I can't help but laugh. I'm talking about this book, Psycho-Cybernetics, again. I've been talking about it all week. I was just reading on somebody else's wall. They had it. They were talking about it on Zen's wall. She had it up there. And I think I've read that book 3 times now. You know, and I think it's telling me I need to read it again. Here's Terry. We got her back.
You left us hanging there, Terry.
Sorry, I suddenly was like, oh, I'm cut out. I'm not sure where I got up to or what I got cut off, but.
Oh, you were going and
Can
going.
You hear me?
You didn't know you were cut off.
Well, not too far, I realised, but I just don't know where I cut off. But essentially, you know, what do you stand for? I'm gone. Am I gone again?
No, you're here.
You're okay.
Oh, okay. It keeps kind of freezing for me. You know, what do you stand for and what do you stand against? And it's so powerful to identify and own that, because then no matter what feedback or anyone says about anything, you know, you are strong in yourself. You know where you're coming from, and that stuff just goes by you because you're solid and clear. You know, it's just not becomes a non-issue.
Well, I mean, isn't that, and so that's mindset. When you get to that point of saying, what do I stand for? What do I stand for? What resonates with me? Not what was I taught to stand for? Because many of us follow that. What was I taught to stand for? And some of that you were taught is probably right for you, but some of it I found for me, wasn't right for me. Okay? So I had to look at and pick and choose my own beliefs. I had to do that, though. I had to take the time to do that. You know, what do I stand for? Wasn't so different maybe from how, some of the stuff was, on how I was brought up. And, you know, but I needed to step into my own beingness. That's mindset. That's, and The Slight Edge, the book Carol's talking about, says the way you become successful it's a slight edge over the people who are not successful in their endeavors. Right? It's a slight edge.
Just
so it's right, little baby steps.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that the business we're in, and it's so much about personal development. We support that. The company supports it. But I know right off the bat we say to people, read 30 minutes a day. And you want to know what? That's overwhelming to people who don't read. There may be you know, the last time they read was when they were in high school or college. And they're like, oh, I don't. So I love what this guy says. He says, read 10 pages a day. Are you kidding me? Anybody can do that. You could do that at your lunch hour.
Mm-hmm.
Takes a few minutes to read 10 pages. And what did he say, Carol? At the end, you have read for the year?
I actually haven't finished yet, so.
All right. So he says, if you read 10 pages a day, you will have read somewhere between 12 and
about 12 to 15 books a year. Right. I'm sorry, I didn't know where you were going with that. Yes.
Exactly.
Right.
And they say most people don't read, okay? They don't read anymore after they get out of college, or they read a book here and there. And I'm not talking about romance novels or mystery novels. I'm not against them. If that's your thing, that's great. Pick up another book also, a personal development book, or, you know, I mean, like Terry talked about Brendan Burchard. He has some great books out there. Wayne Dyer, Napoleon Hill, Psycho-Cybernetics. That's by Maxwell Maltz.
Mm-hmm.
Can't stop talking about the book this week.
You were talking before about what resonates with you, and Terry was talking about what you stand for, what you stand against. And I have found lately that I have, with all this shiny ball stuff, I kind of was able to sift my way through and find what actually does resonate with me. And in so doing, I have been more vocal in my blogging about what my beliefs are. And since then, I find more people engaged and more people commenting and resonating with what I'm saying. And actually, I've gotten some very nice feedback, people actually being inspired by what's been said in the blog. So, yeah, don't be afraid to speak your mind, say how you feel. And as you say, Ellie, not everybody's going to agree with you, not everybody's going to like you, but there are a lot of people out there whom you might be able to help, whom you might be able to resonate with.
Absolutely. So that's what it really comes. You know what it really comes down to when you're coming from your own voice and your own story. That's where you're coming from. You're coming from your own voice and your own story. Right. When you can put out life like that, and that is what people connect with, isn't it?
Yep.
It is. So I wanted to make sure everybody did get to introduce themselves here. I saw Sue just said her daughter is not feeling well, so she had to go take care of her. But and Terry, I don't know if you're frozen, if you're still with us. If you're with us, I want you to say hi and tell people who you are and where you're from.
Yeah. So I'm Terry Nicholson. I'm from Australia, right next to the rainforest. We live very outside kind of life. I've got three kids, and for me, I love just having that freedom of using this box, this computer thing, to connect with people all around the world while being with my kids. Well, just having that freedom to do my own thing. I'm not tied to any job or anyone. I just have that freedom. And for me, I'm just so passionate about environmental issues, especially gas-field free and anti-fracking part of what I'm really passionate about, apart from just all these other things I'm passionate about, is helping other activists or other people who really care deeply about this world find a vehicle and a community to actually help them get their message out more effectively, as well as bring an income for themselves so that they're actually sustainable and able to do that more effectively, as well as have the time or the finances or both, really, to be able to contribute more effectively. So fired up about and love this vehicle that we're using. So that's a bit about me. I'm a singer-songwriter, I'm a healer, and a mum of 3, and lots of other stuff. But yeah, that's a bit about me.
And it's winter in Australia, right? It's fall, I guess, in Australia.
Yeah, it's almost winter and it's cold. I mean, I know Ellie and Carol and you folk who live near this will where it snows, because it's like 6 degrees. You know what that is, Fahrenheit, but it feels freezing. But I know that you probably think, oh, what are you on about?
And it's getting warmer and warmer here where we are. It's amazing. We're really on the other side of the world. I just love this. And here we are connecting and in the same team together, really helping and uplifting each other, and learning from each other. I don't know where you get a vehicle like this to do this. From that box, you're right, from that box and sitting in front of us. That is so cool. Catherine, you want to say hello? Catherine, you want to say hello to everybody?
Oh, she's muted.
There.
You're muted.
No. Okay, wait. Okay, there we go. Hi, everybody. I'm from Alameda in California, and the weather is going to rain. It's not raining yet, but it's going to start raining again today. And I'm a mom of two boys, and I love this team. They all lift me up, and I have gotten a little bit better about doing videos and everything because of the lifting up. And I just love this team, and I like Empower Network, and even iPass 2 is good. Is doing well for me, so it's good.
Wait a minute, you're just not a mom of 2 boys. How many dogs and cats do you have?
Oh, a mom of 4 cats and 2 dogs, which are with me all the time. So yeah, busy house, yes.
That's cool. We're great, and I've been watching you do your videos. We're looking for more to come out now.
I know. I've been bad this week and last week, but they're coming.
That is so cool. And Carol, the one who lives the furthest from me.
Yeah, hi, I'm Carol Makowski, and I live at the other end of the house from Ellie, who is my spouse. and that's why we live at the other end of in the same house with each other. We work at the other end, opposite ends. So I'm a retired social worker and got into this business through Ellie, and I'm very happy that I made that move. And I don't know, I'm just seeing Sydney coming in. I don't know if she wants to introduce herself or if she's not set up yet.
Hi, I'm here. Oh, I hear myself. But I am thrilled to be part of this group, and the uplifting element is absolutely paramount. I've found I have done a couple of videos that I even let out into the world, and I have survived.
Yay!
That's right.
And this is the mindset. The mindset piece has been huge as someone coming from government employment, where mindset is pretty much foot on the back of your neck, unless you are some of the chosen few, and it's often quite unclear how you become one of those, or if you really want to become one of those. That this has been, I was just telling somebody, this has been like that experience the first day when you get to throw off your winter coat and run outside.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's such a gorgeous analogy. I love
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got to tell you, this topic was the whole synchronicity thing was too funny, because earlier today I was having a conversation with someone, and we were talking about, we had been on the phone for like maybe 10 minutes, and we had decided like 3 different sets of things, and said, isn't that interesting? We just made 3 decisions in 10 minutes, and we're the ones in our families who always have this reputation for being indecisive. And we parsed it apart to realize that, yeah, well, we're just deciding this between ourselves, and between us, we don't have any worry about what anyone's going to think about the choice we make. And all of a sudden, it was like this huge aha that, you know, changing that environment brought to light that the decision-making itself was not the issue.
Oh, what a good point.
It's all that it's all that can get tied up in what you believe or assume the ramifications of the choice, or how you're trying to make it fit many different things. I mean, I realize something as simple as the question, what do you want for dinner? As the one who is not making dinner, there are 5 different things that go through my head, none of which have anything to do with what is it that I really want to put in my mouth. It's how tired are you? What's the easiest thing for you to make? What's the easiest thing for you to make that you are also going to want to eat that I'll be okay with? And it was like, wow, that's an awful lot of weight to put on a freaking dinner selection.
Amen. So look at that. Yeah, it is. Well, so look at that, and let's wrap up here, because we're going to close down the broadcast, and then we're going to stay on because we're going to mastermind with each other. So I promise you we're going to take this topic to the next level for all of us right here. And you can join us at any time by clicking that button and stop lurking. And in essence, what Sydney's talking about is you're lurking like in your life, okay? When you start taking everybody else's opinions and ideas and how will they feel and do they want to cook dinner, and they asked you a question, answer the question. That's people caring to an extreme. It just is. It means I'm not honoring me. I'm not saying my truth, because I can say, oh, I want the lasagna that you make, and you can say, I don't want to make it. And then we go, okay, let's go to the next thing here. What are we going to do? Okay. You know, and the other end of it is, and I know Sydney's heard me say this many times before, what other people think of me is none of my business. What I think of me is my business. And that's really, really important, what I think of me. Because that's then how I will direct my action. So it's true, if you're already in this business or another business, please step up into who you are, into what you believe in, into what comes from you. And if you're sitting here and you've been lurking like Catherine was for a year and a half, or just even a week, okay, you're not. I guess you're not going to find out till you do it. So click the button. Get in touch with the person.
Join our team.
Yeah, get in touch with the person who invited you here. You can just go ahead and click the button, and they'll get back to you. And we'll see you, because these are the kind of conversations we do have as we get together. And it is true. I've seen the growth in myself and in all the people that are here on this panel through the time we've been together. So it just keeps getting better. I just care that people honor themselves and take the time, as Terry said, to find out what do I stand for, and then live that. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. We'll be back next week. You never know what topic we'll have next week. Click the button. We'll see you on the other side.
Bye.
Bye-bye.